Adin Ross, a Twitch streamer, probably one of the biggest Twitch streamers, apparently gets paid $900,000 a week to basically promote a gambling website called Stake Casino on Twitch. Now, the interesting thing about this is obviously, well, one, the amount of money that he's actually getting paid, but two, the reason why these Twitch streamers are able to make so much money with these types of sponsors is because the amount of money that they're typically making are actually usually from the fans of his streams themselves when they lose money. So let's read this story. Twitch streamer Adin Ross is back in the spotlight once again as his recent earnings from paid sponsorships have caught the Twitch community's attention. Indeed, it is generally accepted for prominent Twitch and YouTube streamers to bolster their earnings with massive sponsorship deals in conjunction with streaming donations. With incidences like last year's Twitch payout leaks that gave us an idea of how much they're banking, it has undoubtedly left salt in the wounds for many streamers. For Adin Ross, his Etherscan details reveal just how much he's getting from his stake casino sponsorship every month, which has startled people online. So the Twitch streamer rose to fame on the platform for his just streaming and variety gaming streams, including Grand Theft Auto, NBA, and Fortnite. And in recent months, he has gained notoriety with the gambling meta on the platform, despite it being somewhat frowned upon by members of the Twitch community. So early this month, Adin Ross leaked Discord messages with Stake Casino, his stream sponsor, which revealed how much he was earning per week. Following, a Twitter user provided the streamer's Etherscan details, which confirmed the information from the Discord messages he leaked. And according to the now deleted tweet, they had found the streamer's Etherscan details, which showed him receiving payment of around $900,000 or 335 ETH weekly. Not only is the figure staggering, but the amount of money Adin Ross earns monthly, possibly annually, is ranked in the millions. I found Adin Ross Etherscan, and this kid gets paid 335 Ethereum or $900,000 in a week from stake, and that's just insane. Now let's actually put up the Ethereum scan, right? So 16 days, 19 hours ago, 335.82 Ethereum. 22 days, 11 hours ago, 121 Ethereum. 23 days, 11 hours ago, 227 Ethereum. 23 days, 16 hours ago, another 332.82 Ethereum. So basically, nearly on the exact same day, he actually got paid over $1 million in Ethereum, almost $2 million in Ethereum. And of course, just more Ethereum, more Ethereum, more Ethereum every single week. More and 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 more. And this is going back days and months and months and months, right? Like, let's see how often this is. Like, look at this. Still more and more. Another 139 Ethereum 72 days ago. 92 days ago, 39. It's like, it's just constant, massive, and I mean massive payouts in cryptocurrency, right? And what's interesting about this is like, what is the tax liabilities for Adin Ross, right? Like, how much is he paying in taxes if he's getting millions and millions and millions of dollars every single month from sponsorships in cryptocurrency? I hope he's actually paying his taxes, because if he's not, and he's bringing in that amount of revenue, that amount of money, that's pretty nuts. Like, that's some crazy numbers, right? And you also got to think about it too. That's some crazy numbers, but the only way that a company would be willing to spend that amount of money to sponsor someone is if that person was making a piece of the losses of his fans. Like, that's the only way that these companies could end up justifying it, because this is a gambling site, right? Like, he is an affiliate basically, or getting sponsored by a gambling site, like a crypto gambling site. So it's pretty crazy when you think about it. So upon closer look at the Etherscan details, we can see similar figures entering the account of between 227 and 332 ETH, which are around $675,000 and $987,000. Nevertheless, the figure is insane, but not reasonably surprising. While the tweet didn't get much traction on the platform, it did find its way to the livestream fails subreddit. The responses to the Reddit post were quite telling, as many were left shocked, with a few dismissing the news altogether. There's just absolutely no way this is true. This would equate to nearly $50 million a year, making him the richest streamer and possibly YouTuber on planet Earth. Reddit user Nerd Dexter commented on the post. They later edited their original comment, adding, Stake.com estimated annual revenues are 1 billion USD. If you think one streamer on Twitch is getting 1/20th of their overall annual revenues, y'all are crazy. On the other hand, Ad Master Captain made a valid point on how this has become commonplace in today's society and that streaming is no different. Politicians say the same thing while they get bribed. The amount of money big business and rich people have is enough to them doing whatever they want. It is already visible and felt in every level of society except the top. Eventually, the more decline and corruption will fall to everyone else unless you have space shuttle to Mars, they concluded their comment. So regardless if one examines the situation or whether what Adin Ross is doing on stream is unethical, the history between streamers and influencers with gambling companies have been documented. Despite their best efforts to affirm that their business dealings are legal, history tends to have a way of repeating itself. And that's the thing to really understand. And look, the way that I see it is that there's nothing wrong with getting paid a lot of money from a sponsor by promoting it to your audience. It could be very unethical if the amount of money that you're getting paid is directly linked to how much money is lost by your fans, right? Now, I don't know what his contract says with Stake.com, but the reality is that all these streamers have signed contracts before with previous gambling sites where, guess what, their payouts from those companies were directly linked to a percentage of the losses of their fans. Think about that, right? So, for example, if this podcast were to grow massively, right, and I were to end up having a sponsor of a gambling website and I got paid every time you were to lose money, right? Not when you make money, when you lose money every single time, that is very disturbing, right? Because then I am directly incentivized with you losing money, right? Which is a situation you never really want to do. Now, it could be a situation where if you were to get sponsored by like a gambling website, right? If that's something that you decided to do, or if someone was going to do something like that, the way to do it would be like, hey, I'm having fun gambling at this website. They're a sponsor. Only use money that you are 100% okay with completely losing that money. Like, that would be the way to do it because you're honest, right? You're honest because it's gambling. Like, you're just betting. You are most likely going to be losing all the money that you bet, right? And if you let people know that right off the bat, it's like, hey, you're probably going to be losing all of your money if you end up getting involved in this. And if you want to do that, go ahead. That's one way to promote it. But basically, promoting a gambling website, making it look extremely fun, looking at it like, oh, you can make a bunch of money and all that kind of stuff, that gets into a really dark, potentially situation where, like, you're kind of diminishing the potential risk of gambling. Because here's the thing, people get addicted to gambling, and you could end up having people lose hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, right? And so this figure, the $900,000 per week, might seem a little bit crazy, but if he has thousands upon thousands of people who watch his live streams or are fans of his, and you have 1,000 people there every single week losing potentially a crazy amount of money every single week, guess what? He's going to get a massive, massive kickback, and it's going to keep on compounding and compounding as his audience grows, as his fans grow. The more money that they end up putting into those gambling websites, the more money that he ends up getting a kickback, and it's just this compounding thing that just grows and grows and grows and grows, and it's something to really think about, right? So one thing's for sure, he definitely needs to be careful because if he's not paying taxes on the amount of Ethereum that he's getting every single month, whew, that's going to be pretty bad. His fans need to be careful because gambling is easily something that could turn into an addiction, and you just gotta be really careful, right? Like, to be frank, most people should not be getting involved in gambling at all because they just can't control themselves, right? And like for example, if you're someone that has credit card debt, that you carry credit card debt, you should never get it near a casino. You should never get around gambling because you have no self-control. And you gotta be honest with yourself because you have no self-control, right? So just be very careful anytime you see like these types of sponsors from people that you are fans of, right? One thing's for sure though, it would not be bad making $1 million a week because that is nuts. If you want to learn how to get out of debt, go to 14bucks.com.